What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another early access review where I have very graciously, kindly been gifted early access to the amazing little indie title NanoApostle. Developed by 18 Light Game Ltd and published by PQube. I had basically no idea what this game was going into it, but had a little bit of a Google and it sounded right up my alley, so I thought, you know what, yeah, let's give it a go. Let's see what it's all about. And like, you know me by now, folks, right off the bat, I'm going to be straight up. This game is awesome. Not what I was expecting at all. The game centers around a young girl called Anita who has absolutely no idea what's going on, who she is, where she is, what happened, how she got there. All she knows is that she's deep within the bowels of a shadowy research facility, birthed from experimental procedures. She's implanted with a sentient nanomechanical entity, up to this point just known as the Apostle. They have to work together with her nanite allies to try and escape this complete and utter hellhole. The game throws you in with a really good tutorial, really short, really snappy, teaching you about light attacks, how you can shoot enemies, and that almost sort of it drains them so you can do extra damage, teaching you all the classic sort of boss rush abilities and tactics, you know, like parrying and perfect dodging, and then weak point attacking, perfect parrying projectiles. There's loads of different ways to interact and combat all the various enemies, and from my limited time with the game so far, there are a lot of different enemy types, so there's a lot to get your head around, there's a lot to learn, there's a lot of different enemy movements and techniques and abilities that you've got to learn. But if you've ever played anything like this before, you'll know that these games are designed to be brutal, and they are designed for you to die and die and die and die and die again until you get better. It's one of those games, it doesn't feel, it's never unfair. It's challenging, but it's the right amount of challenging, and anybody who's ever known me knows that's what I'm all about. I love difficult games, but they need to be fair. There needs to be a learning curve where the only thing standing in your way is yourself, your ability to learn and to adapt and to get better. It's why I love games like Super Meat Boy so much, because literally you start the game with one ability, and that's to run and jump. You finish the game with one ability, which is still to run and jump, and I love it. And that's what I love about NanoApostle. It really is just up to you to get better. Something else that I really liked about this is graphically, it looks beautiful, don't get me wrong. Really early art style, very cute, very unassuming, looks very friendly and very almost like appealing to children. It just looks very cute and cuddly from its cutscenes, from its graphic style, from the faces of the characters and the way that they interact with each other. But it's absolutely not that, and I love that. It lures you into a false sense of security. There's various tools to help you out throughout the game as you get further on. As you unlock skill points, you can unlock various modules which will then sort of combine with each other and give you an advantage, give you an edge. There's training encounters, which I strongly suggest that you do. A lot of games have a training mode that just teach you how to do moves and stuff like that. The training modules in this game are really worth doing, because they help you to get more skill points. They really help you to get to grips with the enemies, the weapon styles, with the different modules. They help you get used to some of the more intense platforming, I would say. Not so much platforming in the traditional sense, more how to navigate the levels and how to get away from enemies and how to preempt their attacks and things like that. I had to go at the obstacle course. Wasn't what I was expecting at all. It was so much more intense. Teaching you how to do parries. You use the parry and then the hook shot to take yourself across chasms. I don't know how relevant this is going to be to the regular gameplay. I don't know how this is going to sort of lend itself to boss battles in the future. But from what I've played so far, very handy, and I've had to use these moves quite a few times to adapt to different enemies, to adapt to different battle situations, to adapt to basically how intense the waves are. I really can't speak highly enough of this game. I don't think, to be honest, it's not the kind of game that I would have gone for. As much as I love a difficult game, I love a hack and slash, I love anything with a challenge, I don't think it would have jumped out at me, but it really deserves its flowers. This is a really, really good, fun game. As you can see, I'm just going through the tutorials at the minute, and I'm doing some of the training challenges, and you're about to see how intense it gets. It starts off very unassuming, like these sorts of games always do. It throws you in just with a few of the basic enemies. But trust me, if you don't know what you're doing, these basic enemies will start to kick your ass very, very quickly. As you can see, I'm still in the opening rooms, and I'm good at these kinds of games, and they're getting to me. I'm half dead already, literally in the first room. It is absolutely a game where you are going to get frustrated. It is absolutely a game where you are going to keep dying time and time and time again. But with each and every subsequent death, you learn, you adapt, you preempt the enemies, you meet new enemies, you basically learn from your mistakes. It's very trial and error, and I really like that about the game. Like, I was just cracking along, having a jolly old time in this. Remember, this is still just a training level that I'm doing here, and I am getting my ass handed to me. I was going through rooms thinking I was doing a great job, then all of a sudden I start getting loads of enemies shooting beams at me. All of a sudden the levels have got shield generators that are protecting already difficult enemies. You're now getting environmental obstacles and environmental enemies and dangers like these giant lasers that are just smashing through the levels. Get to this nightmarish part of the training where there's 3 of the bloody things going on at once. It gets crazy, and it gets crazy real quick, so you've got to be prepared. If you don't like things getting hectic, if you like things to be nice and calm and easy, this probably isn't the game for you at all. But you know what? I'd still recommend giving it a go, because, there was a time when these sorts of games were not for me. But I'm so glad I gave them a go, because it helped me to find amazing little indie games like these. As you can see, I beat the training mode, so I came out, had enough skill points to buy a new module, and now I've started combining those together to give me more of a fighting chance. Now it's time to go for my first proper boss. Prepare for entertainment, let's say, as you watch me attempt to fight my first boss, who I was not expecting to be quite this intense after the first few trainings that I did. As I say, get ready to die. The theme of the game is get ready to die, get ready to try again. But it's so worth it, because when you do eventually beat that one horrible enemy that kept getting you, is so satisfying. Anyone who's played and loved a Souls game, Soulsborne, Elden Ring, any of those sorts of games from Soft series, you know exactly what lies in store for you with these sorts of games. The game gives you a little sort of rundown of the things that you did well in that battle, so that you can learn from them, and it sort of almost gives you hints as to maybe what kind of things you should be focusing on your next attempt. And as you can see, on my second attempt, I'm already doing loads better. I would highly recommend NanoApostle. I think everything that I've spoken about, it all combines really well, all comes together really nicely. It's got a great visual style, got an intriguing story. The combat and the controls are great. The audio is beautiful. It's got great environmental music. It's got great boss music. What else is there to say? Replayability, absolutely there in buckets and buckets. The game is available everywhere now. I will drop the links in my description on the YouTube video. Steam, Xbox, PS4. I'm playing it on PS5 currently. And Nintendo Switch as well, where it's actually been out for a little while. Since last year, I think September, but it's only just in the last sort of week or so dropped on all other platforms. It just leaves me to say thank you again to PQube and 18 Light Games for the opportunity to play this awesome little indie game and hopefully get a few more eyes on it. I couldn't recommend it highly enough, guys. Thank you for checking out this video review. If you enjoyed it, please drop a like, comment, hit the subscribe button. Love you all so much. See you very soon.
Wow.